The World Economic Forum kickstarts in Davos, Switzerland today, and all eyes are on Prime Minister Modi, who will deliver the keynote address under the tagline India means business. Modi will make a strong pitch for his flagship scheme, Make in India, and hard sell key economic reforms like GST. India's giant jump in World Bank's ease of doing business ranking will also figure in Prime Minister's opening speech. Prime Minister Modi also addressed CEO Roundtable yesterday and narrated India's growth story. The roundtable was attended by 40 global CEOs and 20 from India. On the day Prime Minister Modi arrived, Davos was covered in a thick blanket of snow. PM tweeted, and I quote, "At Davos, I look forward to sharing my vision for India's future engagements with the international community," unquote. All right, now let me cut across to my colleague and, of course, Managing Editor Rahul Kanwal for more on this story. Well, Rahul, first of all, how should one perceive Prime Minister Modi's inaugural address? How significant it is as of now at this economic meet, the kind of importance being given to India?
The attention now is on Prime Minister Narendra Modi's speech at the inaugural plenary of the World Economic Forum. And this is really what kickstarts the official deliberations at the WEF. And make no mistake, kickstarting the WEF is a very, very big deal. This is a very hierarchy-driven system where everyone is jockeying, positioning for a place in the whole setup. And for the Prime Minister to be invited by the World Economic Forum to kickstart deliberations really shows how India seems to have moved up in the eyes of the world. Now remember, there are two aspects at play. One, of course, the fact that India is now economically stronger than it has been in the past, and the second is the Prime Minister's own personality and the strength of his government. Remember, at this time there are several leaders in Europe who don't know whether they'll be in power and for how many months. On the other hand, you've got a Prime Minister who is well positioned in his seat and seems to remain popular, and that really is a very big deal, because when these CEOs and world leaders are coming, talking to Prime Minister Modi, listening to what he has to say, they don't want to be talking to someone who may or may not have a job 6 months down the line or a year down the line, as is the case with many world leaders at this time. So in Prime Minister Modi, they see someone who's well settled into his job. Their calculation is he's here to stay. The Prime Minister's pitch is India means business, and a few hours from now, he's going to be here in Davos explaining how he intends to put that tagline into action.
Thank you so much, Rahul Kanwal, for joining us with all those details. It may be tempting fate to gather top leaders from across the globe in the dead winter of a Swiss mountain valley. The town of Davos has witnessed 6 feet of snow in 6 days and heaviest snowfall in the last few decades. Even as avalanche danger looms over the town, it remains to be seen if the World Economic Forum luck will run out. Take a look at this report on Davos weather.
The big story is Davos this year. Apart from the heat being generated at the World Economic Forum, is the snow. Locals say that this is the snowiest WEF meet in decades. Over 3 feet of snow is expected to have fallen in this tiny Swiss mountain ski town already, making travel even more difficult than usual. The almost always reliable snow-ready trains were closed on Sunday because of an avalanche danger. Traffic too has been coming to a standstill.
For 45 minutes, we were stuck in a jam. The vehicle wouldn't move, not even bumper to bumper moving, gradually not moving at all. So this is a visual delight, but a reporting nightmare.
And walking down the promenade is like treading a slippery slope, quite literally. Davos looks incredibly lovely, but the wet snow makes for treacherous footing.
So, but just try and zoom in. This is the path here. The snow is melting, especially when you're on a road and you've got vehicles go over it. It becomes black very quickly, and that's when the nightmare starts. The first thing, when we met the president of the World Economic Forum this morning, the first thing he was concerned about was somebody in his team falling and breaking his leg. Just this morning, one lady slipped right in front of me, right there. She just walked out.
Heavy snow is making life difficult for organizers of the 48th World Economic Forum in the town. On the eve of this year's gathering of the world's elites, A Swiss resort advised some residents to seek alternative shelter because of a heightened avalanche risk. Authorities have asked residents of around 30 properties to evacuate to a safer place. With temperatures hovering below 0 degrees, let's just say that chilling in Davos is not very difficult. With Rahul Kanwal in Davos, Switzerland, Bureau Report, India Today.
The World Economic Forum was started in 1971 by a Swiss professor with the aim of bringing together European academics and businessmen to help them debate and deliberate how to take on American companies. Over the past few decades, Davos has become the world's premier meeting of minds. From a very sleepy Swiss resort, this is one of the places every January the who's who of the world competes to be at.
It was 20 years ago when Indian Prime Minister H.D. Devegowda addressed a gathering of world leaders in Davos. Now Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to make his maiden speech at the World Economic Forum. This forum is a gathering of the world's business leaders, economists, politicians and celebrities, held in Davos between the 22nd and 26th of January each year. The conference goes on for a week and provides a unique opportunity to develop and nurture relationships to bring positive change. It was started in the year 1971 with a German professor organizing a gathering of European business leaders in Davos, Switzerland. It was called the European Management Forum. In 1974, political leaders from across the world were invited for the first time. In 1987, it was renamed World Economic Forum. The forum has its share of illustrious moments, with leaders in 1992 using the stage to honor anti-apartheid icon Nelson Mandela. In 2002, the World Economic Forum was held outside Davos for the first time. The New York event was to show solidarity to the United States in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. Now, in 2018, the World Economic Forum is redefining global ties as the biggest congregation of the economic world. With Rahul Kanwal in Davos, Switzerland, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's style of diplomacy is very different from that of his predecessors. The first time we saw the glimpse of Modi, the international rock star, was at the Madison Square Garden event in New York. After that, he has been on a swing with the Chinese president on the banks of the river Sabarmati as well. He has, in fact, also been at the Melbourne cricket ground with the Australian Prime Minister, and now he comes to the picturesque ski resort of Davos. Yet another feather in his cap as he works towards becoming a global diplomatic superstar.
Chants, cheers and roars for Narendra Modi. A moment depicting the massive fan following enjoyed by the Indian Prime Minister. 20,000 Indian Americans gave a rock star welcome to Prime Minister Modi at New York City's Madison Square Garden in September 2014. In that year, Prime Minister Modi, in his powerful maiden speech at the United Nations General Assembly, informed the delegates about how the world is one family.
भारत का चिरंतन विवेक समस्त विश्व को एक कुटुंब के रूप में देखता है। भारत एक देश है जिसकी वेद काल से परंपरा वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की रही है।
Madison and the UN outreach were just the start. In November 2015, 60,000 packed the Wembley Stadium to watch our Prime Minister make his historic speech.
We are celebrating this very special relationship in this very special venue.
On his UK visit, Modi signed deals worth $18 billion on energy, defence and development. Not just the crowd, Modi also bagged praise from former British Prime Ministers.
It won't be long till there is a British-Indian Prime Minister in Downing Street.
But praise for the Prime Minister didn't end there.
Prime Minister Modi has been working to bring that vast country and all of its people together as one. And he is working at it very, very successfully indeed.
Prime Minister Modi also shared an electrifying chemistry with former US President Barack Obama. At Hanover Messe, the world's largest industrial fair, Narendra Modi inaugurated the India Pavilion to promote his flagship campaign, Make in India. The lasting charm of Modi is also reflected in successive surveys, bearing testimony to the popularity enjoyed by the Prime Minister. Ahead of the Davos visit, an international survey has ranked Prime Minister Modi among the top 3 leaders of the world. Another US-based survey conducted by the Pew Research Center also holds a favorable opinion of Prime Minister Modi. The survey says 9 out of 10 Indians approve of the Prime Minister. Bureau Report, India Today.
A short break at this moment. On the other side, Bahubali fame actor Prabhas allegedly said...
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.